What can be done? Here's a news story out of Smithsonian Magazine. Charlottesville, Robert E. Lee statue will be melted down, transformed into new art. Officials in the Virginia city approved a bold plan for the future of the Confederate monument. Last summer, Black Lives Matter protests, sparked by the murder of George Floyd, spurred communities across the globe to remove or dismantle the racist public art decorating their government halls, museums, parks, and city squares. In Charlottesville, Virginia, lawmakers decided to transform the statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee. Officials will melt down the 1,100-pound bronze monument into metal ingots. City council members approved the proposal. Organizers plan to hold community listening sessions throughout Charlottesville. The museum has already raised more than half of the $1.1 million required to bring its project of melting the statue to fruition, and is continuing to fundraise online. Proceeds will be used to donate the transformed statue back to the city. The project will allow Charlottesville to contend with its racist past. Does anyone really believe that melting down statues of our nation's history will end racism or make people more tolerant of one another? Let's take a look at this version of the story at the Daily Wire. Robert E. Lee statue in Charlottesville to be melted down, turned into new art piece. The City Council of Charlottesville voted unanimously, 4-0, that's 4 people, to donate this statue to a group called the Jefferson School African American Heritage Center. Here's a quote. Our hope with Swords into Plowshares is to create something that transforms what was once toxic in our public spaces into something beautiful that can be more reflective of our entire community's social values. We're giving people opportunities to engage with our own narratives and our own histories. CNN reported that the statue will be taken to a foundry to be melted down sometime early next year. It will then be turned into bronze ingots that will be used to create the new statue. We'll do that immediately. It's the first thing we're going to do. The statue was at the center of the Unite the Right white nationalist rally in 2017. So this is pretty interesting to me. What choice did the statue have for where someone would hold a rally or protest around it? I mean, it's a statue. It had no say in the matter. So you're going to punish a statue for the opinions and views of people that protested around the statue. That's crazy. The statue didn't cause any protests there. Why are you punishing the statue for disagreeing with other Americans? When we see the cancel culture affect something as defenseless as a statue, why is it that the global left seeks to melt down, literally, American culture? I can understand European leftists. They want to see America destroyed or at least humbled. That way Europe will take our place as the world's economic superpower. Their agenda is clear. People like George Soros, who spent so much time interfering in American elections, seem to be heroes doing noble work in their eyes. Democratic Party leftists are harder to figure. They have controlled America's culture for decades now. They control our music, movies, and all popular works. They achieved such total hegemony over our country that they were able to vilify and demonize a businessman for winning the presidency. That agenda continues to this day, with entire corporations blocking President Trump from posting or giving his very thoughts. He is not the threat. Any disobedience of the totalitarians is the threat. It's why they continue throwing the book at people waving American flags in Washington, D.C., while whole cities were burned to the ground by the Democrat mob. Seeing a statue melted down by angry, hate-filled Democrats is a sad thing. But it would be a mistake to think of this as a small, isolated bit of activity from the radical left. It's total warfare for these people. They must destroy everything about America to create the new nation where someone like Colin Kaepernick can feel safer without police or the society as we knew it. A statue can't defend itself. When I see people shrug and say, "It's just a statue, let the past die," know that the totalitarians grin when you say that. Their goal is total destruction of our nation and then total control of whatever comes afterwards. It's why you see them so aggressively fighting every aspect of our culture to control the very speech that people can say. If it conflicts with what the Democratic Party wants, big tech will silence you, and they'll silence the American people if they think that we're stepping out of line. Because we are a threat to their absolute power. They have their orders, and it's why we see them fight so aggressively. Statues are only the start. It's no wonder that the totalitarian left view a non-Democrat Supreme Court, as well as non-Democrat states like Florida and Texas, a dire threat to their agenda. Their agenda is not respect for the American Constitution or for a tolerant society. Destruction is all they seek, and the power that will come after they destroy everything. Do nothing, and the totalitarian left will win it all. They've done it in countries across the world, only because people shrugged and said, "What can be done?" It almost feels like someone said those words before. I guess it's all in how you say it. What can be done? Thank you.